Welcome back, boat hunting friends, to another edition of Captain Dodo Goes to Look at a New Boat. Well, an old boat, I should say. Slogging through Toronto yet again. This time to a different destination, but to look at what is ostensibly the same boat, just in the sense that it's the same model, slightly different. So, another CNC 35 Mark III. This one with the full fin keel. So this one drafts 6.1 or 6 foot 1 inch. So not the shallow draft centerboard version I looked at before. No idea what sort of condition this boat is in, but that's why we're gonna go look at it. So come along, let's go look at a boat together. So before we get there, I wanted to just mention one thing, because you might be wondering why I'm doing another video looking at another CNC 35 Mark III. This is just the second boat that I've looked at since I've started this adventure. Side note, life is busy and it is hard to find the time to get away to go look at boats. What can I say? Yeah, so back to the question, why another of the same model? And that is because it's right in the sweet spot of everything that I'm looking for. The size is right, the maker is right, and the price is right. For whatever reason, these two CNCs that the one that I've looked at and the one that I'm about to look at, both have been neglected by their owners, and they've been on the hard for a year or two. So that represents some value and an opportunity, and I'm interested in that because, as you might know, I'm looking for a bit of a project. I'm willing to put some time and money into it. So if I can get a deal on the boat, then that just means there's more money to potentially put into its restoration to get it back up to snuff. So that's why another CNC 35 Mark III. There is another boat that I'm interested in, which I may go take a look at as well. It's a Peterson 37, and it's in Sackett's Harbor, New York. So the other direction, still a 2.5 hour drive. So you gotta do a lot of schlepping if you want to look at these boats, particularly when you're looking at a very specific niche of the market in terms of both size, performance, and price. So anyways, that's why I'm looking at this one. It's hitting all those check boxes, at least from the Yacht World ad. So the proof is always in the pudding, right? So we'll see what she looks like when we get there. Here we are. So first impressions. Let's just take a quick look on the outside. First of all, I can't even touch the top of the boot stripe compared to the last one I was looking at. So this massive keel is a difference maker for sure. I'm gonna have to measure that. I've never been a big fan of that propeller. There's no gears. Oh, what have we here? Never seen that before. Don't love that. Selden bowsprit. That's interesting. Interesting. Can I get on top and have a look? So interestingly, there's all these holes. They look like they go to through holes of some kind, but they're very
strange. Like, I'm not sure what this would be for. This would be for up in the bow like that. I don't know if that's a drain for the chain locker. There's another one here, full of spider nests, of course. But the cockpit scuppers are here and here. Interesting. Just going back to this hole in the keel for a second. The keel joint kind of runs here, so it's above the pure lead and is maybe going into the bilge. It's hard to know, to see what it looks like from inside the bilge. This is confusing to me, why these readings are so high. I know the anti-foul will hold moisture, but that's a higher reading than I'm used to seeing. I expect this to be saturated, as they all are. Yeah. Okay, I've climbed on board. I'm way up. Way up. It is high up here. Better not leave my hammer where it can fall and kill someone. But my God, look at this. I thought the lines were toast on the other boat. This is a whole other thing. So this is interesting. These just completely abandoned the rooftop traveler system, and they've installed a track in front of the companionway here, which is racier for sure. That sail feels toasted compared to what the other sails felt like. Oh boy. I thought the other boat was dirty, but this one is positively disgusting. There's a dead fish. There's a dead bird on the other one. So there's a trend with these boats having dead animals on them. Still got the speaker system, which is great. Oh God, these lines, I've never seen. Ugh, it's disgusting. Some snatch blocks there for the spin. Ooh, that's gross.
Exactly where most people install the garter plug.
Okay. There she is, folks. What is this for?
You have to undo the one, figure out which line and then undo the line to be able to yank it out. Forward to get the right line?
Maybe I gotta figure out.
As I said, it may be being inhibited by a line.
So,
Which
white and green?
It's going to be forward. Either way you wait from it. It's going to be one of these lines.
But everything comes back here though to a clutch.
Does it? To me, it looks like it goes straight down to the baby stick.
No, that's a different halyard. So, what is this? Is it white and green or white and blue? Maybe blue. Different setup from the last one. Short power there, that's interesting. Like that better. These clutches aren't bad. That's good. So it's a newer one of those. It's just depth, speed. Okay. That sounds like it's done too. There. Much better there. Yeah, I thought that was wet.
I was looking up there for that.
Well, it's funny, when I was hitting it with the hammer, I thought there was some delamination up here, and it's definitely wet there. The rest of the side decks look pretty good, but that's pretty wet all the way back to the where the cabin top starts. It's actually decent around the baby stay, which is surprising. Hey, maybe you know, what, all these 35s have this like weird hatch compartment. What were those for? They're so shallow. I can't for the life of me figure out what you would use that for. I'm not gonna make you come up, don't worry.
No, they were putting lines in them. What they were doing.
They were putting lines in it.
Yeah.
It's only 2 inches deep. It is a mystery to me. Maybe I'm just gonna take the front of this sail cover off so I can see at the mast, if that's okay. anchor.
About some of the other stuff.
Sure what's going on there.
No, I'm trying to sell it. How are you guys?
Another excellent sales storage.
Nice seeing you guys. I could talk with you. What do you let it go for?
Yeah.
Did you bring the shears?
No, they were on deck.
You think they would have rusted out by now?
Yeah, I know. Those are quality shears. You should take them for the shop.
I'm surprised they didn't. We're doing all rusted out. Yeah, last time I was in it, it was dry in there, and that wasn't that long ago, so that was probably just from really heavy rain this morning.
Yeah, right. So you think he plugs it from the inside and not the outside?
Yeah, I'll wait till you show it to me.
Sure.
I'm just thinking it through walking through my head and what other people do on the builds of this right near the.
Well, it's definitely drier than some I've seen.
The boat did come from Lake Erie, so it's always been up this way. It's
Right.
Been down south there. And then
It has pressure as well as the foot pump. Yeah, there's the electric pump. Okay. Well, friends, here we are back in stop and go traffic in Toronto, heading home. I've had an hour or so now to just digest what I was looking at there, and I'm actually kind of thankful that I was able to look at two CNC 35 Mark IIIs back to back like that. Because you get to see sort of the positives and negatives of two very similar boats back to back. So that boat had some things about it which I liked more than the last boat, and some things which I liked less. Very fascinating. So, I mean, obviously the sails on that boat, to me, they both felt quite done. There was on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being crispy, they were like a 1. So yeah, definitely it's going to need new main, new Genoa. So they're $8,000. There was no spinnaker of any kind on board. There was no any extra anything sail wise on board.
lines were trash, like the worst I've ever seen. So at least $1,000 in lines are coming right away. But the decks were much drier. Just a bit of water in the forepeak area. It had some neat stuff on it. The bowsprit, kind of a cool addition. Had slightly bigger primary winches, but then some of the other winches like didn't turn at all. So I don't know. Geez, it's tough. Folks, it's the next week and I'm back. It's blowing like crazy out here. We're gonna look at that boat one more time. I'm gonna try and get the motor running, and then I want to check the hull a little bit more because I got some weird readings on the hull the last time I was here and I wasn't sure about it. And then I did a little bit more research on this boat, thanks to CNC Photoshop, and I learned that this is actually cored all the way through. So those high moisture readings that I'm getting down here may be a wet cored hull, which is no bueno. So we're gonna check it out and see what we get. It's the stub is on an angle on this.
Yes.
I got like a kind of a higher. It doesn't sound that different.
No, I'm expecting here a thud.
Yeah, right. Drain plug. I'm wondering. My flashlight out. Yeah, see, there is a drain plug down there. That I assume goes to that hole. I didn't see that the last time. See that?
Yeah. Maybe I saw it.
Well, there was one where these floorboards were up.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to like. You
But
can't.
that's when it was for sale in Ohio.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm getting at.
You don't see any. Like this, the stringers, as far as I can see, look okay.
But almost every.
That's throttle, right? Fuel pressure pump that's the secondary fuel filter. So where am I looking, Jamie?
Just on the line to see if there's a shut-off valve, inline shut-off valve.
Nothing by the tank?
Just checking before we start it up.
No, but there's nothing by the tank?
Can't even see the tank.
No.
Yeah, you have to go underneath.
Yeah, I gotta crawl underneath to get to the tank, so.
Okay.
Oh shit, you know what I didn't think about? You know what I didn't think about? The gas gauge reads empty.
Okay. It may not be empty.
Okay. Well, only one way to find out, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay.
Why is the VHF radio on?
Because I just turned the batteries on, so there's some state of charge.
Yeah.
Like it's right at 12 volts, so that's pretty much dead, right? If it's at 12.
Yeah.
So I go red to red and.
Yep. There you go. And that way you didn't have to disconnect anything of his.
That gives us a little bit more than 12, so that's a good sign.
All right.
It went wow. Yeah, it turned over, but well, she runs loud as hell.
Yeah, well, you're usually not down here either, so when you got the door back in place and you're upstairs, it's...
All right. Okay, third weekend in a row back here in St. Catharines, and I just bought the boat. Yeah, I did it. I bought it. So this hunk of fiberglass belongs to me now. Get ready for some boat project videos, folks. The plan is right now to try and launch it next weekend, and then we're going to sail her back. Dirty as can be.